The point and the purpose of this video is to show you exactly the creativity that you have inside of you and share with you an insightful alley in which to delve into. As you guys may have known, I'm very much into the idea of New Age channeling. Magic is far older than the New Age conception of channeling. And what I really enjoy about the New Age channeling movement is that it shows you that you can be a channel wherever you are. So you don't need to have specific sigils or anything that you need to use, or grimoires or anything like that. You can just use your intention is the most important key and the chestnut that you need. So I want to transport this idea of old magic systems that you need candles, specific altars. You don't really need that. That's just brain work essentially. I mean, so instead of having candles, how about being that candle? Start moving around. Start doing things with your body. I've always been a very scientifically minded person. I am a scientist. I got a 30 in mathematics. I've also got a degree in science and engineering specifically. So I come from a scientific background. So when I know how to study, I know exactly how to find out information. So my way of magic is a subliminal way based on science. I use creativity as a poise, as a portmanteau for how to actually conduct magic without actually having to use ritual. There's no right way, and I have to really give this caveat empty to a lot of people. There's so many people now who get swept up by expensive tools. They go into these so-called metaphysical shops and they purchase redundant tools just for the sake of tools. And it's great to create an atmosphere, but you have to think about less is more sometimes in life. That's a really good analogy. Less is more sometimes in life. And I'm really giving through that less is more idea in my practices, because my practices, I look at things from a very logical perspective. And I'm a very logical person. I'm very analytical in general. And when I analyze things like magical systems, I cannot split the intention from the magical practice. The intention is everything. You can have all the candles. You can have the world's best altar. But it's not going to mean anything if your attention is faulty or frivolous. So what we really want to be doing is, how about knowing that your intention is pretty much everything? I'm not even going to say 90%. It's everything that you have is your intention. And without intention, magic can't happen. So your magic is going to be your creative path. And that's something that I'm going to bring to the table here with my dualescent magical spell tricks, is think of them as templates. So this is going to be the first template. So I want to show you how I'm going about my practice. And then I want you to copy me and to see if it's going to work for you. Maybe you have something else to add. But I really would like to call out to other people who are also in this movement to help us. Maybe you found something that really can aid you. I'm going to be sharing more videos on showing how you can be more creative in magical practice. But if you do have ideas, let me know too, because I'd like to actually augment my practice with specific ways and tools that seem to be working for others. Again, I'm not saying tools are absolutely needed, but they definitely can create the atmosphere. But if you don't have them, it's just as good and sometimes even better because you use more imagination, right? So this is not a dichotomy I'm trying to create. It's not a false dichotomy. I'm not trying to run after strawmen here. I'm just trying to give you the sense that you really don't need any tools, and my approach to this magical practice is just a blueprint. So I want to show you how I am generally a very creative person. I know other people seem to find it more difficult to be creative, but naturally I'm a theatrical person. I find it easy to be creative and to ensue my environment and to use it as my virtue. Please look at this specific practice. If it sounds a bit silly to you at some point, then leave it out. It's not a hell bent. I'm not hell bent on anything here. I'm just going to give you a specific, I'm just going to give you a cookbook version, if you will, a blueprint, a flagship of how I seem to be practicing magic, if you want to call it as such. But let's say connection with the mind. I like channeling. I like the idea of channeling. Now, what seems to really appeal to me, and I've said it in my past video about shamanism and channeling, is channeling seems to me the highest form of actually practicing magic, because that's actually what magic seems to be. And sometimes he's kind of teasing the idea of what it should be to be a channel. So many magicians have this, they're so extremely stalwart in having tools that they lose the ability to channel wisdom and to feel love. It's almost like you buy everything for your mum on Mother's Day, you know, but there's no real love. It's like she wants to see you, right? It's that same analogy can be used for spiritual development. The spirit or the entities are the mother to us, right? So we want to open up to them. And this is how we're going to be learning, how we're going to be exploring, is opening up to our guides, to the universe. That's the relationship. Mum doesn't need to just sit down and tell her, I've given you this for Mother's Day. I've bought you this for Mother's Day. Or for your dad, and say, you know, I've given you this, Dad. I've given you a jerky. I've given you a pocket knife. Dad wants to see you. That's the best gift. Any good parent will tell you they want to see you. They want to see your heart. They want to see your intention, right? So the same thing with magic. When we come to our altar, your altar can be a chair. It can be your bed. You can practice that. That's a nice thing. That's something I hate to say. I actually hate cliches, but I love it about the New Age movement, that it's a kind of a no bullshit way. So channeling is, you can literally sit there and you can start channeling. And it's a DIY version of magic, how it used to be. And so I want to explore. I have respect. I must say this. I have respect for real bona fide magicians. I really value them, but my approach to magic is more versatile and more creative. It's not that I won't cover if it's more your thing. Godspeed to you. Like, really, I'm going to cover that, and we're going to be doing this in the channel as well. I'm not going to exclude those practices, but my approach is to teach you how to be more creative, because I think you're going to get so much more from your practices as a creative magician rather than somebody who's stalwart and hell-bent on a specific path.